Hi, we're the Hooters Girls, and you're watching GrassRoots Community TV.
Did your mama tell you about me? What did she say? Don't go play that. Gonna make that whole boy want me. Gonna make that.
Oh, we're the men who ski this country. We're the men who love our snow. From Aspen to Sun Valley and farther east to Stowe. We're the men who clear the ski trails and we built those friendly bars that make this land of ski the all-time sport of ours. It happened in Sun Valley not too long ago when I caught an inside edge in all that powdered snow. As I left old Baldy and went screaming through the trees, I wondered just what things I'd break beside my middle skis. We're the men who ski this country.
Instructor of the Aspen Ski School, along with Friedel Pfeiffer.
Hey, we're back. Ski Bump Theater. Just barely back. Thanks. What? What's going on? Go. Here we go. Go. This is the Hot Roots show. The Hot Roots show. I'm here with an old, a long time.
Thank you.
Ski bum buddy, Sven Coomer, who many of you know, many of you know, and many of you don't know, but you're going to get to know him a little bit today. And our first film, and we're going to get into it right away because it's a half-hour film, stars Sven Coomer, actually, as a, and you are climbing. You're taking the long way around.
Definitely.
Actually, you're taking the short way around. I don't know. You're going straight shot. I don't know. What are you doing? You're going from Innsbruck to Grenoble.
That's right. That's the long route was actually a retracing of a guy named Schwingelstein, who 30 years before, this is now in 1965, in 35 he traversed from Grenoble to Innsbruck on skis. That's a Hort route. A real long, high route. And the total length is about 1,000 kilometers, up and down over all the passes and some big peaks and glaciers and everything else. So the idea was to traverse from Innsbruck back to Grenoble and carry a message from the Olympic village of Innsbruck in '64 to the next Olympic village in Grenoble in '68, from mare to mare. In a goodwill gesture, basically. And most of us in the team of 5 were also Olympians, so other sports, but not mountain climbing. It's not in the Olympics yet. But it was a phenomenal trip, and I was asked to come along having been Olympian also. And we also tested some new ski mountaineering equipment. The idea was actually to try to also promote ski mountaineering, as it was only 20 years after the war and people were just getting their feet back on the ground, and ski mountaineering was fairly popular, but nothing like it became after this expedition, because we were covered for the full 33 days that it took by the press, day by day, and television. There was television then, I think.
Let's start rolling on the film, and then we can talk about it as we go along.
Okay, good.
And here we go. This is Grenoble to Innsbruck, I believe is the name of the. I mean, Innsbruck to Grenoble is the name of the film. Mm-hmm. There we go. Ski Innsbruck Grenoble. Now, there's no audio on this. There's no.
No, it's meant to be
right?
narrated in various languages, so it never got as far as. That's not my hair there, is it? No.
Yeah, this is your hair right here.
So
Looking good.
Denny Berthollet, who's from Verbier, he was running the film camera, and there we are in a little snow cave one night.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time we were in the mountain huts. The mountain hut system in Europe was already really excellent, and now it's even better.
And here's the total route. It's a little hard. It's a lot of it through Italy and Switzerland.
Yeah, and France, into France.
And France. And
So we started Innsbruck. There was no snow to speak of in Innsbruck, so we went up the valley of where Sölden, I think every skier knows where Sölden is or has heard of it. And we started in a little town behind Sölden, further up the valley, called Vent, V-E-N-T. That's Jacques Saunier, the mayor, giving us a letter.
so the Olympics were in Innsbruck in '64, and they were going to be in Grenoble in '68.
Exactly, yeah. So this is early February, about the same time that Swingelstein did his trip. And I'll have to admit that it would be much easier as one or two people, but when you get into three as a crowd, it gets very difficult. Jeez, I look young there, don't I? So we...
Are we hearing this discussion? Well, because all I hear is music.
So
Can you get that hair out of the top of the frame there?
You know what? You guys just do what you do, okay?
Okay, all
And
right.
let us
You
do
go
what
ahead.
we
You
do back
you
here.
do.
All
We're
right?
just talking between. This is just behind the scenes. Ignore what I'm saying. Where are we skiing? Where's
This is in Vent, the little town behind Sölden. Short, and this is actually, we did a few exercise trips up the valley where we'd be going on the first day. And Enrico is a mountain guide from Cervinia, just over from Zermatt. Jacques Saunier is a friend of Jean Arvizet, who's climbing across there. They're both from France. And I'm an Aussie.
How did they find you? How did you find
On the
them?
map.
How did you know them?
Oh, I knew Denny Berthollet. He invited me to Verbier to go through ski instruction and race training courses back in the early 60s. And after his trip to Australia. So...
You were a summer Olympian.
exactly.
Were the other guys ski racers?
They're involved in the Winter Olympics in cross country and some mountaineering. I mean, downhill skiing. So here in Vent, the ladies are helping us get our supplies together, which consisted of the usual European fare, which is wine, cheese, and salami. Not very nourishing. I got sick of it after a couple of days and went on to look for, in St. Moritz was the first place I found what I comprised to be granola, a whole lot of grains and nuts and bolts, and dehydrated milk. So all I had to do was add a little hot water, and I had a wonderful slurry to have eat in the mornings.
So you were, you went to huts. You stayed in huts mainly.
Mostly huts.
But there's a lot of towns, small towns and things scattered throughout the mountains.
We did make it into a couple of major resorts and used those as a day off. I had 3 days off on the whole trip just to relax, but we still went skiing. Wanted to ski some of these slopes that we saw in untracked snow. There weren't any tracks. There were very, very few people were touring in those days. So we're on our own out here and had to, some mountain guides could give us some ideas of what the snow conditions and avalanche conditions might be, but they hadn't been up there. They didn't used to go up into the mountains very much in winter.
Well, so you did go through some resorts. There were some
Yeah.
lifts. That's what happens here. We're not. We try to be straight, but it doesn't seem to work. Were there lifts? Did you go buy lifts? Did you parallel trams?
There were a couple of areas that were really bad in the snow, and to keep to the schedule, we, instead of walking along the valleys, we jumped on a train occasionally, or a bus, to keep up with the schedule, because we couldn't ski in some places. Denis got caught in an avalanche in the first day, and we still had the conventional bindings, but on these new Fisher skis that had a pre-stress cord or cable inside the core of the ski,
Really?
that gave it a fantastic life. The racers tried to ski on it, was just too sensitive, but very, very good skiing.
Explain that again. What was on
Well,
the
they had a
inside?
pre-stressed cord of steel inside the ski, which gave it its camber and life, very, very quick life. The binding we had was the first plastic plate binding for touring, and that was made in Germany, Contact Skimatic. Dick Dorwith and C.B. Vaughan broke the speed record in Chile that year in that binding as well. But we didn't get that until we made it over the first pass into Italy. So after that first avalanche, you can see here we were very cautious.
Yes. So I see. You had an avalanche the first day. So I notice you are very cautious. Any of the ski.
This is what is the resort now, Valsenales, is a glacier summer ski area and winter ski area. And we didn't know it, but they thought we were terrorists coming over from Austria to bomb the hydro plants and the dams in Italy, which was going on in those days.
Right. About the.
So when we skied down the valley,
Tyrol.
Exactly, the
Argument
South Tyrol.
between Italy and Austria.
Yeah.
That goes back, hundreds of years or whatever, and so after World War II, Italy got the Sud Tyrol.
That's
Is
after
that right?
the First World War.
After the First World War, okay.
So they always wanted it back, but the South Tyroleans are better off, a lot of people say, than the Austrians. So this is on the way down that valley from Valsenales, or Schnalztal, as it's called in Austrian, South Austrian. And here the Caribbean area went through our packs to see if we had any bombs in them, and then gave us a ride down the hill because we ran out of snow. But they didn't have many smiles on their faces when they first greeted us. They were ready to shoot us if we made any silly moves. Then the snow started falling as we crossed that valley and went up the other side on our way to St. Moritz. And some of these treks were lasting 8 to 12 hours a day, starting very early in the morning and going into the evenings, coming across snow conditions I'd never seen in my life before.
Baked or?
Well, everything you can imagine. The worst were the little bowls of snow and ice that are very hazardous to ski across. Impossible to ski down, of course. But the scenery was phenomenal. Completely deserted in most cases, no traffic on the roads. It was a different time altogether. People were also very friendly, very surprised to see anybody at this time of the year. In some of these deserted Italian, Swiss villages, way up the end.
So they're summertime farming towns.
Well, they live there all the year round. And they harvest the grasses and hay and so on for the winter, all summer long. And we had oranges and a few things like that in our packs, and it completely lit up the place. It was so gray and dark, living by candlelight and oil lamps and things like that.
Wow.
I'm trying to remember. I think
So
this is,
today, those are resorts, or are they more tied into the tourist.
There's highways running through them, a lot of traffic, and people traversing. The roads are always open. And before that, or long before we got there, they had trains running through the bottom of passes. It was so cold sometimes that the skins wouldn't stay on the skis. The glue that we used in those days had to be rubbed on like a cross-country ski waxed and then attached, and it was so cold they just kept falling off, so we had a bit of a problem with that.
I'm sorry we're butchering your films as badly as we are here. This is,
so we made it to St. Moritz here, over Pitzperlu, and the Swiss weather report said that at 11:30 in the morning there's going to be a snowstorm coming in on Pitzperlu and just above or behind St. Moritz, so we had to make it up before then. But it came in a little bit earlier. And we could try to find our way down the glacier on this pea soup, fog, and snow. It was pretty sketchy, not knowing anything.
Yeah, you
just
can get
having
lost
an odd mat.
Easily.
People do all the time.
Yeah, disappear.
So after a day's rest in St. Moritz, we headed up to Juf and Bivio. The next day was beautiful, clear weather. That's Juf down below. Oh, Bivio, I'm sorry. Juf is the highest year-round inhabited village in the Alps, or was. It's probably the ski areas that are higher now. But we had wonderful days like this. It was clear snow. And of course, when we came up to Juf, I can't remember the elevation there. I think it's probably around 9,000 feet or something like that, maybe. When we got there, they were absolutely shocked that anybody came into the town. They had a road up to their village that was accessible, but nobody ever came up the road.
So now today, there's a lot more touring going on.
Oh gosh, yeah. Well, that's what is so wonderful. Actually, the younger kids, especially, are getting into hiking and skiing downhill, and doing it several times on significant climbs every day, all over the world. AT skiing is, AT backcountry ski mountaineering, whatever you want to call it, is very popular. And I'd been teaching with a French ski school in Tignes in their second year before we did this trip. This was actually pretty funny here because to be able to ski down, we had to get this goopy glue off the bottom of the skis, and Enrico was really impatient because we had about some nice powder snow to ski down.
Yes.
You see Enrico here. He was so excited. Gotta get this snow. It's all untracked. He ended up walking down the hill.
And then he's stuck. Is this him?
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
he right here? Yeah, that's too bad.
There's a tunnel that goes underneath from Andermatt to Airolo. But when we came up through here, they were in the process of surveying the rock and stratas below the oh God, we're already here on the way down into Zermatt, I think. It's further.
Now, there is almost a tourist hot route Now it's mainly in Zermatt.
Well, there's one from Verbier to Zermatt and another one from Chamonix to Zermatt.
Okay.
And, I can't remember, 3 days and 6 days or whatever it is it takes. I've never done those routes, but...
you did a different route than those routes.
A little bit different. Yeah, we're actually duplicating that trip that Swinglestein did 30 years earlier.
And why was he doing it? Just to do it?
I don't know.
To make it done?
I really am not familiar with the book he wrote about it.
There's some nice skiing.
Yeah. Can't remember exactly where this is, but it's probably it's one of those valleys there in the back hills of Switzerland. But the descents.
Now, so it was cold. It was, most of the trip was cold. It looks like it's clear and sunny and
Clear weather.
but cold.
North winds. Here's some kids coming down from skiing with the school teacher. Remember going to school on skis?
Yeah, yeah.
So there's the Britannia Glacier going up from Saas-Fee. And now there's a lot of ski camps and things like that in that area. But typical, you say, oh, there's the pass up there. We're almost there. And you come over the ledge and there's, oh God, it's just as far to go again.
A lot of false summits.
Yeah. So Denny de Berthollet has the Valais ski school sweater. It teaches and guides out of Verbier. And the bindings the traditional bindings we'd been using were just falling apart under the stress of the climbs and skiing. So we're using rawhide, or not really rawhide, just a rope to try to keep the feet on the skis.
So those were just traditional alpine bindings at that time?
Yeah, the bear trap toe and the cable. Mm-hmm. It's Patrick Arbans, who was filming or taking photographs for Paris Match on this leg from Saas-Fee through to Zermatt, and met us on the other side of Cervinia in Italy again. And took a few more pictures.
So to remind everyone, in case you're just joining us, we're watching a film from 1965 with Sven Coomer, who is going to be in the film here any second. We're going to get a shot of him here somewhere around. And Sven's with us on Ski Bum Theater.
The Matterhorn.
And there's the Matterhorn. I am not the Matterhorn.
Could have fooled me.
Yeah.
You've always impressed me.
Yeah. We're going from Innsbruck to Grenoble. And no one was doing this at that time, and you were. Everyone was surprised to see you.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, everywhere we went. But because we were followed by the press and television, the major areas, ski areas and so on, they were expecting us. And we had fantastic receptions. I mean, just the spirit of skiing and the mountains was so much appreciated by everybody that we met. These guys, Jesus, where are you coming from? Innsbruck? Where are you going? Grenoble?
Amazing.
So this is on the way down into Zermatt. These long, long runs.
Yes.
Above Gonagrat there.
Now, I have skied that glacier in the Paso Rosa. Paso Rosa? Is that right? Oh, Poncho. not happy.
He's not
to
as
have
impressed.
Not happy to have his picture taken. How were the huts?
Oh, the huts were fantastic. They were pretty cold because nobody was there, and we had to sometimes bring our own fuel to warm up. But the best thing was to get straight into the sleeping bag, get the boots off, and keep them warm. All leather boots, of course, but blisters and frostbite and things like this were becoming a huge problem. So the wear and tear of the trip was starting to show its signs.
Nowadays, the folks here think of mountain huts as things you schedule ahead, you reserve ahead, and you take a group, a party, and you know they're all very busy all the time. But these huts are not being used.
Not in the winter.
Not
most
in the winter.
of them. Yeah.
So they're summer mountaineering huts.
Yeah.
So you use them as a base camp.
Or spring, a lot of spring skiing.
I see.
But not much in the midwinter.
So but they were base camps for mountaineering, or is that?
No, just ski touring, mostly.
It was.
And ski mountaineering. The hut system is really extensive and very well maintained. Most of them now are year-round, or a lot of them anyway. And just like the 10th Mountain Division huts, you have to book your way through. Today, yeah. So we're heading up here to Monte Rosa, across the glacier. That's the border between Italy and Switzerland, coming out of Zermatt and going to Cervinia.
So this is where I skied here, but there were, of course, there's a tram to the
That's not this
top
glacier,
of
though.
but it's another pass.
The one that goes over into Cervinia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Monte Rosa is 4,500 meters, which is 150,000 square feet. I can't remember. No, it's
There's St. Clara.
about 14,000, 15,000 feet. So while we were there, we did a little house cleaning and unfrozen blankets. This is actually the Monte Rosa hut, and that's not.
That's not. That's.
And sunset over the Mont Blanc.
You can see Mont Blanc from there.
Yeah. It's a long way off. It's a real long shot, but on the Italian side there was very little snow.
South facing.
Yeah,
Is
that's
it?
right.
No.
Yeah. So this is what we found.
Ooh.
Slowed us down a little bit. And I'd never done any ice climbing until then. So I had a crash course.
Oh, really?
Pretty severe conditions. But having 3 mountain guides, very specialized, from the Chamonix, Verbier area.
Helping you, guiding you.
Giving
yes.
me instructions, holding my hand.
Okay.
One guide on each side, holding my hand like this.
Really? Well, were your partners any more experienced?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
3 mountain guides.
Oh, are you saying they're part of your team?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is Enrico Valle, the fellow you see closest to the camera there. He's from Cervinia, and he's so happy to be in home terrain, which he knows so well, of course.
So is this
This is pretty
glacial ice?
Yeah.
Yeah. So any fresh snow has melted down or blown away, or
Yeah, it's just
or there
melted
just
down.
wasn't any, and so you're right on the glacial ice.
Any snow that came was just slid straight off on the ice after that. Remember those long thongs, those long
Yep.
linear leather
Yes.
straps that we used to use?
I have to say I do. So what kind of skis are you on?
Fisher?
All Fisher gear?
No, the bindings were made in Bavaria. I think it was a chamois. And boots were all different types of boots, but all leather. Mostly double lace boots for added insulation with felt inside and that sort of thing. That's in Aosta, the Gran Paradiso National Park in Italy. On our way to Val d'Isère, just over the border. Just over the border. It's quite a long ride. I think that's the part that they use during sometimes during the Tour de France. There's Val d'Isère.
We're not seeing many structures or towns along the way here.
Well, it's a short film.
Okay. All right. All right. But there were.
Yeah, don't want to make it too boring, but
There were. What's going on here? You got some weather.
well,
finally.
since we got into Val d'Isère and had a day off, and then the next morning it just dumped snow, and had to pay a lot of attention to directions, and it's not at all obvious in these strange valleys with all sorts of options. Don't want to take the wrong option, of course. See, the old Bodabad, remember?
Yeah. I don't know. That was,
But you kind
That
of
would be really
sunshine all the
frightening.
way. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of treacherous terrain there.
Oh, the worst part is the
Crevasses
snow,
and-
because there hadn't been any snow, a lot of ice, and that's on the second to last day. A slough, a very thin slough came down, sort of over the ice, came up from above, over the ice, and knocked two of us down over a 40, 50-foot cliff. And I got my first experience on digging somebody out of an avalanche. And there was Jacques and Enrico both got caught in that slide. I almost went down with it, but managed to survive it. We all survived it, no injuries. Very, very lucky.
Did they have their head out?
No, one of them was knocked unconscious for a bit, didn't know where he was, and to this day doesn't remember it happening. So, yeah, the respect for avalanches is imminent in snow country, especially on prepared and patrolled areas. I just heard a couple of days ago that there are an average of 100 people killed a year in avalanches, but mostly snowmobilers.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
still,
they
in the
get-
Wasatch and
Yeah.
Colorado,
Yeah.
it's very, very dangerous snow for avalanches. Talk about tsunamis of the mountains, you know.
Do you keep in touch with any of these guys? Are they still
All the time.
around?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, what are they doing now? They guides or are they?
They're still guiding.
Mhm.
But they, Denis is 84 now, so he's slowed down a lot. He's blind in one eye from an accident. Everybody in Switzerland had to do their army service and ended up getting hit in the eye with a stone. And it didn't bother him at first, but finally that eye went blind, and that slowed him down a little bit.
Okay. Well, thank you for guiding us through that.
It's a long time since I've seen the film myself.
We can save this now. And hey, all right. Well, we got something. Got something anyway. So I wanted to talk to you about.
Look a little different than I did in the film.
Yeah. For a couple of years. Well, so, boy, oh boy. Look at it. Here we are. We've got a crack team on. As soon as we get away from the pre-produced film, everything falls apart. And we got this guy. Okay.
Do they all go around on all fours?
Yeah. Now we've got Sven brought in some boots, and when did you get into ski boots? How did you get into ski boots? How did you?
Where is it? That's what I got into first time.
Is this your first boot?
This is my first ski boot. This is 1960, and it has the sole straightener on the bottom here still.
Right. You used to store it that way.
Yeah, because when you walked in them, you bent the sole and they wouldn't fit in the bindings very well. And so that's still keeping that sole straight in case I need to use it. There was, I never thought anything about it. That's what was available and that's what you use. So you went skiing with it, with wooden skis, the wooden edges, hickory edges, and that was the first time. It was 1960 during spring break in Åre, Sweden, and I saw the first head skis and met the first alpine skiers, and I just fell in love with it. It was absolutely spectacular, and so I dropped out of university and thought I can always go back to uni. I'm going to go take the
still can,
advantage of it, and here I am still doing it.
So somehow you became interested in ski boot design, and
well, no, I did 10 years of coaching and teaching and running around to inter-ski congresses and coaching clinics and training with ski teams, mostly the French. And they were my heroes at the time. And those same guys still are. I mean, they were just fabulous. And dove headlong in to every aspect of the ski industry. And it was after the inter-ski in Bad Gastein in '65, before this expedition, in fact, that I met a number of people from the States, and they invited me to come ski in the States, and Dave McCoy and Mammoth, and it was just open arms, and came here, and it was very hard to leave. But that got me involved with the magazines, and I started testing skis with Doug Pfeiffer of Skiing Magazine in Mammoth, May, June, 6 weeks every spring, in 67, 68, 69, and then I got a job in the ski industry with Big Conta, the importer of Nordica, Look bindings, Vocal skis, lots of good stuff, and went through the skis, working with the skis as an assistant to the boss in San Francisco, the guy who did all of the research and purchasing of the best products. I had to do all of the technical work, and went through the skis, the Vocal skis, and the Look bindings, and then the next thing I knew, I had a job offer with Nordica, because it was the beginning of the plastic boots. Nobody really knew what to do with plastics, how to make them work. And that was my task, to make a plastic ski boot work as well as a leather boot. A lot of people have bad memories of leather boots, but if you had a leather boot properly fitted to you, it was phenomenal, really phenomenal. It had a feeling on the skis. It didn't very often have as much support, but that was part of the program, was to find out how to make the leather boot, an optimum leather boot. And that's that red one right there. So in less than 10 years, I went from that to that.
And this is leather, but it's very stiff leather.
Plastic reinforced.
Plastic reinforced leather.
Plus a lot of reinforcements inside it. We built so many different versions of different boots that to find out what is the optimum height, the shape on the back, the height of the buckles, started building reinforced
And of course,
toes.
that was a huge change.
Huge change.
Having buckles.
Yeah.
Were there buckles? Were there leather boots with buckles?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they did.
The first buckles were succeeded in Squaw Valley in 1960 with Roger Staub and Hankey or Reichley. I can't remember one or the other. All that Swiss stuff was the same. But no, this. Sorry.
What? We can watch some of that other skiing. What, are you getting bored?
Well, no. I would just like to see some more.
Okay, well, why don't you go ahead and roll? Why don't we roll some stuff from Mammoth?
Okay.
Okay.
That would be good. I would like that. I would really like
Nice look.
Let's get me by lunchtime.
Okay.
And,
I just want to say that whenever I think about lunch and I think about cheeseburgers and jalapenos,
You
I
could
always
be
think
thinking about
520
going.
Grill.
You know, at the ski for lunch
I
bunch.
just, thinking it's getting to be about that time for a 520 Grill burger. Yeah, yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I just wanted to say that what I was thinking, and now
It is actually 520 Grill. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Can you hear me?
We got you.
520 Grill is a great place. You just said ski to lunch, and actually 520 Grill is a great spot.
Ski
where
for lunch.
you can ski down to, and it's only a block away from the bottom of Aspen Mountain, and you can grab lunch there.
totally agree.
Right.
Totally agree.
And very
100%.
affordable.
Very nice.
So that's a good ski bum tip. 520 Grill for lunch. So watch some footage from Mammoth, and this is about 1980.
No, this
83?
is 69.
No, this stuff with
this here.
Scotty.
Yeah, 82, 83.
82, 83. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can keep talking about ski boots though while we're watching this great Mammoth footage.
No, that's Scotty there.
So we're watching Sven ski with Scotty Brooksbank, who was really one of the great hot doggers.
Definitely one of the best
and
ever.
really the classic of all the hot doggers.
Yeah.
Had the most form probably, but was able to take sort of classic form skiing into the hot dogging realm.
Yeah.
And we're watching him ski here. Looks like Dave's run, probably.
God,
Dave's,
seems longer
no,
than
Paranoid Flats. Paranoid Flats at Mammoth.
One of my favorite memories of you skiing is a footage skiing down the ridge of Dave's run.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
big
right,
rooster tails coming up off the wind-packed powder.
Yeah.
That's back
Whoa.
with some of the other clan.
Oh, that's going down the backside. That's going off the backside of the down toward the lakes basin.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
They had to solve a lot of problems. Oh God, that's cool, isn't it?
yeah. Except for what you're wearing.
It's above.
It's totally cool, except for the goofy looking suit you got on.
Well, I never got any snow up your back.
Okay.
That's over there on the
That was coming
above
down
Dry
towards
Creek. Oh, look, Scotty is recovering. Ah!
He's always got a smile, huh? Now
Is-
maybe
is-
he's just a showman that way.
But that's a grimace, isn't it?
That's in Dave's there, or somewhere right in that spot. Of course, this is all shot by Don Berlin,
Yeah,
which is Warren Miller's,
that's on Dave's
greatest
for
camera
sure.
operator.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, this is top of
Bonus
Dave's.
Valley behind.
Okay. There you are going into that tree again. Oh,
did-
got the branch.
Did that a couple of times.
Now, I think this is going down towards the hole.
It's over on the left side, going up on 3,
Huh.
just above Dry Creek.
There we are along the top of the ridge going over to Dave's. For those of you who know Mammoth, you know what we're talking about. And big snow here, looks like. Even though you say, well, look at all that rock and dirt there. That's almost always there.
Well, if it was 83,
That was the big year.
the huge year.
Yeah. There we go. There's it. Old Mammoth plaque.
God, it's so beautiful there in May. And there's no skiers.
Yeah.
They're all thinking about beach when the snow is beautiful, the days are warm, and there's lots of sunshine. And snow is incredible. Especially now that we have the fat skis, you can ski until 5 in the afternoon,
And here's the hole in the wall, which is the only time you can really ski down there is in the spring anyway. Well,
If
should
there's
be-
enough
should
snow,
be skiing,
yeah.
down there.
But no, I've skied down through there in powder.
Have you?
Yeah. It's sketchy. It looks like there's some lumps of rock are going to fall on your head on the way through. But
Yeah. Well, that's a totally unique place to ski. I don't know any place else where you can ski through.
oh,
an
this
arch.
is Darrell.
Darrell. Have you ever skied anywhere else where you can ski through an arch or through a wall?
No.
Oh.
That goes down to the Mammoth Lakes.
Yeah, it goes
Basin.
down to Twin Lakes. Yep. It's off the back side of the
Daryl
ski
Johnson.
area. Daryl Johnson. I don't know Daryl Johnson.
He was coach.
And
And Scotty.
here's Scotty.
I think he's wearing my yellow sweater, in fact. He came to Mammoth to learn to make orthotics, the super feet that I developed. And then he took that to Snowbird and had a little shop there called Shorefoot. That he had the rug pulled out from under him on that one. Because
Name?
he spent too much time traveling with Warren Miller.
Oh.
So he's an absentee owner.
What's Scotty doing now? Is he? You know?
Well, he's skiing.
Hello. Well, those guys are jabbering over there about something that none of us here care about. I just want to let you know that although I never inhale, when I do, I hate the harsh heat and smoke. That's why I always go to, hey, where'd you took me away from the thing? That's why I always go to One Love Smoke Shop for all my water tobacco pipe needs. Back to you, John.
Well,
I don't think it's going to work. You know, we tried all these different things, and everybody's throwing a monkey wrench in the works to stop progress.
well, so are there things that you'd like to do with boots that you just can't seem to get done because?
Absolutely, yeah. You know, I've developed the inner boot to the point where it can guarantee comfort, custom fitting in minutes, and it's very well received by those skiers who are using it. But the ski boot company is not interested. If it's not invented here, it's not invented here. Tough luck. I've sold the latest shell development was with the Atomic. They picked up the license on the Hawks principle, but maybe developed 50% of its potential. All of the priorities and criteria that had to be developed in the ski boot, there's 173 of them that I've listed. They use half of them, and the ones that are more convenient.
So, what are you doing now? You're still fitting boots, or you're inventing, trying to?
Just trying to get production through. Everything's still happening in Italy. The state of the art is there still. Even though a lot of the production is being imported, or exported, I should say, to Eastern Europe and Asia, they're all starting to come back because they just cannot get the quality that they want.
It's amazing that Italian boots are still, they're still the ones that make boots.
Yeah, look at all the AT boots and Telly boots, and everything is coming out of Italy. Chips, select chips like this, are stuck onto it as a mosaic of different thicknesses to develop the basic shell function. Now, nearly all of this is done in computers.
So this is a wood mold,
of a shell. And there's some body filler compound and stuff like this, and parts that need more specific detail that's more difficult to do with wood.
So you're making wood boots now. That doesn't sound like it's
Hey, that's an idea.
not a lot of flax to it, but you know, I guess can't warm it up, but you light it on fire, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
This is
interesting.
a boot
That's
I
interesting.
designed with San Marco Monari back in '84, '85. You skied in a pair.
Yeah, I
Those
had a
MT11s,
pair
yeah.
of those. Yeah,
There's a transparent one down there.
yeah, yeah. I had a pair of these Monaris. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had those for years.
That's the model for that.
Yeah, and that was a great boot with the inner
Inner shell.
shell that actually pulled you back into the heel.
You can see it right through here.
Yeah,
This whole inner shell
Yeah.
that is pulled by that buckle.
Yep.
Anchors your
And
heel.
it
You
pull
only
you
need
in-
the others for flex adjustment.
Right. Right. It was
It had a lot of really unique features in it. Had never been used in a ski boot.
a bit
Even-
of a challenge to get into and out of.
That was because of this buckle came off a rear entry boot and didn't have enough travel.
Yes.
And the buckle that was supposed to be built for that was never made, unfortunately. Now that came off the rear entry boot, which I built to be a ski as well as a front entry boot. And it worked really, really well.
Well, so we've only got a couple of minutes. Is that right? 1 minute? We got to go. Okay, so thanks for sharing your film. Thanks for talking about boots. I've got a. Where's my orthotic?
Yeah.
Where's that orthotic? Is it in here? What'd you do with my orthotic? Oh, it's in here.
Should be there.
So I got this. Sven made this orthotic for me 26 years ago. I'm still skiing on it. Isn't that amazing?
That's the forerunner of the Superfeed program.
Yep, the cork orthotic, and it still works beautifully. So we've got to go, and yeah, you have a mass-produced orthotic now, or you're working on one? Or?
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Time to go. It's time to go.
To some valley and farther east to Stowe, where the men who clear the ski trails, and we built those friendly bars that make this land of ski the all-time sport of ours.
It happened in Sun Valley not too long ago, when I caught an inside edge in all that powdered snow. As I left old Baldy and went screaming through the trees, I wondered just what things I'd break beside my middle skis.
Where the major ski
Instructor of the Aspen Ski School, along with Friedel Pfeiffer.